Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to SupFM, formerly Sup Podcast. This is the 3-year mark of me, Lawrence, Luke, and a special guest here. The 3-year anniversary of the start of this podcast. Just to go around real quick, I have Lawrence DeLoach here. How are you, buddy?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. I also have Luke Trovese.
Hey, yo, it's me.
He's in a weird hotel. He's about to commit a cat burglary. Whatever. I don't know what the fuck's going on over there with pink light and shit.
Listen, I'm dressed for the occasion. All right. This is 3-year anniversary. I'm here to represent as the French guy. Everybody knows. Everybody loves it.
Okay. You know, of course, in the background, we have our producer, Meany, but then we have a very special guest. Of course, we have to have him on every monumental moment in the podcast just because he was here from day one and left immediately. Please, everybody, clap your hands for Mic Nguyen, everybody.
Hey. Woo! Yo, I cannot believe you guys still have the show going on. It's amazing to me. Thank you so much for being here and sticking through it.
I've lost
a lot of bets because of this. Yeah. What's that?
I want to thank you personally for leaving so I could take your spot.
I left an Asian-sized hole in the podcast.
What size hole is that?
It's a pedophile-sized hole, apparently.
I have a beard too. That
makes it worse, dude.
No, it doesn't.
So, Mike,
thank you for having me on the show. Joking aside, I am actually really proud that you guys are kicking ass still. So it was great.
Thanks, bud.
Thank you so much, man. It sounds like you shorted Sup. Like you shorted us. You thought we were gonna go under, but we didn't. You didn't.
I did. I was for 100%. I was Bain Capital in this motherfucker, and I was like, no way. I'm shorting this like a motherfucker, and boom, you guys game stonked it and crushed it. So here I am. I'm holding the bag now.
I mean, we have diamond hands, baby.
Diamond hands, baby.
We were diamond hands in it, man. But I thank you, man. I thank you for coming through, man. I do have some gripes that I want to kind of air out with you before we kind of get into this. First, you left us, and you left me with Chris by myself.
Oof.
For a long time.
Worse-faced than death.
And Mike, I will be honest with you. I was like, wow, Mike was the buffer between me wanting to strangle out Chris many times.
Did you really?
During the podcast.
I didn't know that.
What do you mean, why?
You have such a mild energy, Lawrence. You have such a, honestly, a Daily Show, correspondent vibe. You're so mellow that I can't even tell. The only time I can sometimes tell you're real upset is you're texting a little bit more than normal. And I'm like, well, Lord's a little pissed. He's pissed.
Which is more than once, you mean? Like, you more than one response?
Yeah,
Mike,
exactly.
We went through some dark days after you left. We were recording the podcast in a car sometimes. I would go play.
Chris tried to talk to Lawrence's basketball friends, and he was like, "Don't talk to them, please."
Please don't. I would play basketball on Sundays, and Chris and I would record in the car. And Chris at times was very abrasive to my friends, my basketball Asian friends, who they looked at me and they were like, "Who the fuck is this crazy guy in the car with you, Lawrence?" But we got it.
Microphones.
We got it set you situated, and we brought on Luke. But we're just really happy to have you, man. For real, thank you. For coming
happy.
Through.
I want to. Then I have to ask, what kept you from murdering Chris? Was it Luke? Was that the main thing?
That was definitely the main thing, because there would be times when it was Chris and I just doing the podcast, and I was like, I'm gonna punch him in his face soon, and I was like, I need someone to take the heat off of me and Chris. So I said, we're gonna bring in a third person, and we're gonna bring in Luke Trovese, and Luke came through and he kept me from throwing Chris through a roof, off a roof.
Just for that, Lawrence, I'm gonna get all the Supreme stuff in your size.
Thank you, brother. So, Mike, you have a wonderful podcast. You left us for a better podcast, basically.
Wait, different. Maybe different. It's a different podcast.
And I didn't leave you for it. I just couldn't do both. It's hard enough doing. Speaking of, Fumi knows this. I want to throw Fumi off a roof all the time, and he's very small, so I could definitely do it.
Oh, you absolutely could do that.
I definitely could do it, and I had to, put all my energy into doing that. And I will be completely honest with you. Now that I'm not on the show as much. I would say about 40 to 60% of the time, there would be times you guys would be talking about something. No idea what you're talking about. No clue. You'd be like, oh, have you seen the iPhone 7 collab with the, Eric Wilson? I'm like Googling furiously. And you're like, Mike, what do you think? And I'm like, oh yeah, the color is weird, I guess. I have no idea what the fuck, what is happening. Even now, I've already, thankfully, I'm at home, so I can Google all these different things. You guys mentioned something about a taxi. I don't know. I'm looking that up. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So I'm looking all that up.
Mike, I thought I was the only one.
Dude, you guys are for real. Like, Lawrence, you're an OG. Chris, you're just a psycho. So you guys just have an encyclopedic knowledge of this stuff, and some stuff I know about. But like, I'm just trying to keep my head up. So that's what I'm trying to do. Luke, I feel you're in the game, so you know what's going on.
I know what's going on at this point. When I first jumped on, I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna keep up with these guys.
Yo, I mean, and at the very least, I mean, it's been 3 years. I don't even know if you guys still talk about streetwear. Is this what you guys still talk about on this podcast? I have no idea. Is it stocks? You guys talk about stocks? Because I feel that in some ways the cultural zeitgeist moved a little bit away from streetwear into doggy coin. Dogecoin, whatever it's
Dogecoin.
called.
Dogecoin, baby.
Doge.
Yes,
So,
doggy coin.
Do you guys talk about that? Because I feel that is the people who went in hard on off-whites is the same crowd that is now into crypto. So I don't know if you guys talk about that, because you guys should.
Well, the interesting part about that, Mike, is that you're right, sort of that some people carried over, but it's just blogger. It's like people just listen to the internet. That's the only difference. Like those are the people that sort of like watch Travis Scott wear a pair of like Dunks from like 2004 and get all hype, and then now they're like, oh, I have to buy a dog crypto coin.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
Why are you pointing? He's trying to single me out without saying that he's singling me out, because I both own Dogecoin and love Travis Scott. So,
Did you get in on it real early, or did you get on it just recently?
No, I got in on it like 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
So I'm making
That's
good
how you
money.
can afford this hotel, buddy.
Yes.
Yeah, he paid for it in Dogecoin.
Because you don't want to be traced.
No.
So, Mike, you have a podcast. It's called Asian Not Asian.
Yep, check it out. Yep.
Check that out. You're at your Instagram and social media is Nice Pants Bro, right?
That's right.
You guys, for all the listeners out there, please make sure you listen to Mike's podcast. It is amazing. He does it with another wonderful comic, Fumi Abe.
Yep.
Fumi Abe.
Yes.
How do you know that? You've been on like tons of shows with him, haven't you?
I mess up people's last names a lot. I don't want to fuck. I'm like Charles Barkley when it comes to words. All right. So
there's many words that Lawrence struggles on, and we love him for it. So we don't question.
There you go.
That's fine. I get it.
I'm LZD325. Luke, what's your socials?
Troveses.
Chris?
At Not That Cheney.
Not That Cheney, man. Listen, we got a lot of stuff to talk about, and I want to like get Mike's opinion on some of this stuff, man. We had a interesting week in Jordan Brand, to say the least.
Oh yeah.
We started out. What do you want to start out with? Neutral grays or trophy rooms?
Mike, you're the guest. You pick.
Yeah, you pick. Which
Hold
obscure thing do you want to know about?
Okay, trophy rooms. Yeah. These look cool. Oh, I see. I've seen these before. Why are these so popular? Okay, maybe I can talk about. Let's talk about the trophy room.
Yeah. Wait. First off, just give us your first impression, as I can see that you're forming one.
I saw these on my feed, and then I was confused because I thought these came out a while ago, and I was wondering why they were coming back. Are these the joints where like they fade off or something? Like the color comes off and it becomes another color?
No, I think what you're thinking about is the Spider-Man ones.
Okay.
Oh, you're thinking of the
LA to
SBs.
Chicago.
Yes, I'm thinking of the LA to Chicago. So I saw those,
yeah, okay.
and then I saw something, and then I was like, oh, is this like the same thing? I don't know what's going on. So that's why but then I saw like, a lot of people do the whole Instagram thing where they have like 40 of them and they're all like standing around and shit like that. So I was like, what's going on here? And wow, they are expensive. Whoa, what the fuck? Okay, go ahead.
So basically, to make a long story short, these are a Trophy Room exclusive. Trophy Room is a store in Florida that is owned by Michael Jordan's son. Was it Jeffrey or whatever his name is? What is it? Jeff? What's
Marcus?
Marcus. I don't like either one of them, to be honest with you. But Marcus is the owner of Trophy Room, and he literally backdoored thousands upon thousands of pairs to resellers across the country.
Openly.
Openly, basically, yes. Where resellers will go on social media and basically show off, 60 to, hundreds of pairs of these sneakers,
Okay.
and that they paid, probably Marcus Jordan maybe $1,500 a pair to now resell for $2,000 to $2,500, $3,000. So the kid says, Trophy Room says, we're going to have a raffle for you people, for you normal plebeians, basically. And Luke, tell us a little bit about how the raffle went this week.
Okay, so imagine a dumpster fire, right? And then you take that dumpster fire and you put it into a bigger dumpster fire. That's basically what happened. Basically, like what would happen is you would apply, and then they'd be like, well, the inbox is full. You can't add anything to this. You can't submit your raffle ticket. And then they said, okay, well, they closed the raffle at like 12:30. So it was 11:30 to 12:30. And then after that, they said, okay, we'll reopen it at 3 o'clock or whatever. And it was the same issue. Like, it was just, you couldn't get your raffle tickets in. So, it's a big hoax, Mike.
That seems extremely relevant to our current political socio-economic situation. Genius move on behalf of on the part of Jordan Brand to bring that to the shoe game. So respect. That's crazy.
Sounds like you've had podcast sneaker political training where you're just like.
It's crazy. I mean, are people like, are we throwing bricks through the store window or anything like that? Are we doing anything rising up against capitalism? No, nothing. Okay,
No.
Cool with this. Perfect.
I mean, all I'm hearing is from the guy from the popular podcast Asian Not Asian is endorsing that we throw bricks through the windows of trophy rooms.
I'm not endorsing it. I'm just wondering if hey, you can incite a riot and apparently nothing happens. So, this is the country we live in. But I mean, it's just, the backdooring thing is everybody knew about it, and now it's upfront, and I find that to be not surprising, but a little surprising that people are tolerant of it.
Well, people are not really tolerant of what's going on. A lot of people are very upset about what's going on. But what's interesting is because it's Michael Jordan's son who's pretty much doing this, it's kind of like, okay, so what are you going to do? You're going to take away the sneakers or these exclusives that Trophy Room gets, and then upset the guy who got you all of this notoriety, like the money and all these sneakers that we have. So people were very upset. And then Jordan Brand released a statement in regards to this whole Trophy Room fiasco, and I'll read it. It says, "We remain committed to serving our consumers with authentic Jordan products through Nike.com and our strong distribution network and channels in both online and at brick and mortar retail." What the fuck was that?
Lawrence, that was the most CNN voice I've ever heard anyone read sneaker news. That was incredible. Thank you.
No problem.
The translation of that is, fuck them kids. We don't give a shit. Y'all just got to stick it out. And what you get is what you get. Shut up. Sit down. We don't give a fuck about you. The sneakers are going anyway.
Basically. I can remember when the Don C 2s had released it, everyone was up in arms about the way those released. And I remember Don C said something along the lines of, well, I remember when, I didn't have the plugs either, but I figured out a way, or I got popping enough where, people started giving me shit. And I feel like that's the idea behind these type of releases. It's like, if you're in the loop, you're in the loop. But if you're not, then you can either pay $3,000 or just keep it moving.
Yeah, I mean, so Mike, just based off, because you kind of have the story now. There was backdoored a lot, whatever. So what do you think about these shoes generally? Because you're a one guy, right? You love Jordan ones.
I still have a bunch of ones. Yes, I still love
so.
ones.
We haven't gone to Chicago in a while. This was supposed to be sort of like our, hey, you can have a half a Chicago type of deal, limited edition, we'll make it difficult, whatever. But you being a guy who appreciates ones, what do you think about now hearing the story? What do you think about these?
I like them. I mean, I always feel that with ones, and especially in colorways like this, I'm always just release the ones we want, and instead they just go with all the, well, how about this instead? They never give you what we're really looking for. Well, I don't know if they were officially ones, but what's that other one that's it was like a pack. It was there were two of them. It was
you're talking about the New Beginnings.
Yes. It was kind of the same thing. I like them, but at the same time, I was just I feel everything that releases, that comes out, which is a one, is just I just want a Chicago, original one,
Right.
I just want that one, that's what I always feel. It's like they're just kind of teasing us the whole time. So that's kind of what I feel. And now that, if anything, I think it's more interesting that it's related to a scam. So I think that's kind of cool. There's a scam involved, so that's sweet.
It is like this weird backhanded, like, I don't know. It's just, yeah, because they're doing it in front of us and we've sort of accepted. We have like Stockholm syndrome. Is that when you like love your kidnapper, right?
Yes.
We have like Stockholm syndrome with Nike when it comes to certain things, especially with Chicago colorways.
Well, also, may I add that everyone was like, well, where the fuck are the winners? You have all these sneakers, and supposedly that you're supposed to sell to the public, and there's no confirmation, winners on the internet. So Michael Jordan's son, Marcus, ran this scam raffle where there were no winners. The only person or a couple people that we saw were influencers that won. Ben Baller was one of them. He had posted a confirmation number, and it was like confirmation number 3.
That's so funny.
So it's like I don't know what's going. It's like nothing's gonna happen. Like us as the consumers, we have to say, hey, we're not gonna keep feeding into this shit, and it goes into the resale aspect of things. It goes into you need to stick these fucking fake resellers with their $2,000 sneakers and say, I'm not paying this shit. Good luck moving your product.
So it's
game?
kind of like we were talking about stocks before, but like stocks you can only realize the value once you have sold them, right? So yes, on paper there's all these resellers with like stock with shoes that are worth thousands of dollars, right? But if you don't realize the sale, then you don't really have them. So I mean, is there anything economically happening with that, or do these resellers, can they just sit on this for forever and ever?
Wait, Luke, can you pull up the stock on that?
Yeah, no problem.
Again, yeah, because we can look at the sales. We can really get technical with Mike. He loves being technical.
I do.
Yeah, so let's just go to the
see.
down and see how many sales are actually going on. A lot of 12 number of sales is 3.
Hold on, this is all 12 and a half.
Oh, okay, that would make sense. I'm like, yeah, 12.5 seems to be flying.
730.
Yeah, look at, the average sale is 2,500, say.
Wow.
So it seems like they're moving, like 737 sales. And so it's not like people are holding on to them. They're definitely moving. I don't know the exact quantity. Lawrence, do you remember how many they made of these exactly?
Oh, there's a rumor there's 12,000. It's supposed to be 12,000, I believe.
So, 12,000 compared to not even 1,000 sold. I don't know what that stat means to you, but
well, you also have to realize there's GOAT. Well, I think StockX uses a little bit of everything, but there's GOAT, there's locals, resellers.
Of course.
But at the same time, I feel like if all these resellers think that they're going to get $3,000 for a shoe, who's paying? How many people are really going to pay that type of money for a sneaker?
Right.
That they can't even really verify, because remember, there's also the rumors that these sneakers some of these are unauthorized. Some of these are fake. Marcus put in the blue laces to quote unquote say these are the real ones, but we don't know. How does StockX know because they're the unauthentic ones are so one of the real ones supposedly. So
yeah,
it's disgusting. It's disgusting. I don't like where this shit is going. And I just feel like I've been saying that since episode 1 probably, but episode whatever we're at, 3 years later, it's still the same bullshit. It's getting worse.
It is
getting worse. And I wonder, supposedly 304, I'm sorry. No, I'm looking at the wrong one. So I'm looking, 700 something are sold. And I do wonder, like, who's buying them? I wonder, because, like, are people buying them? I assume that if you buy them in the aftermarket, you're going to wear them, or unless people are wearing them and are buying them and then holding them again. Is that happening? I don't know what the economics of this are.
It's hard to say. Because some people buy off StockX thinking that they can resell the thing they just bought for resale. They're trying to resell. So I don't know. But to more of Lawrence's point, it's kind of like it's just the whole thing is fucked up. So like Mike, just to get into you for a second, being the guest or whatever, what was the last thing you bought or sort of copped, if you will, and how was your experience doing it?
Yo, are you guys into mechanical keyboards?
I feel like you how you felt about us.
Yo, you guys need to get into the mechanical. Okay, you look this up later, but mechanical keyboards, exactly the same dynamics as sneakers. Because what a mechanical keyboard is it is a keyboard like kind of like from the 90s or the 80s, where each individual key is like has like a little actuator. Okay.
Yeah.
Long story short, it's supposed to be a better keyboard experience than a keyboard like your Apple keyboard. But the reason why it's relevant for this is that These keyboards, they're made in limited edition runs. You often have to pre-order them. They're highly customizable. And the economics of it is just like sneakers because you have to wait. You have to get on a pre-order. There's limited edition things. Once they're out forever. A lot of them come from Asia, just like sneakers. And and it's the same thing. And I feel that a lot of stuff we've been talking about, or you guys have been talking about with sneakers, has bled into all these other categories as far as like mechanical keyboards, fucking NVIDIA graphics cards, gaming video game cards, PS5s, right? You know, the ability to acquire something backdoor, vaccines, you know, all that shit started and was pioneered by you know, the sort of aftermarket sneaker thing. So I think it's interesting to talk about, you know, what else am I buying? Because I stopped buying as many sneakers in part because of this bullshit, but then I found that the bullshit followed me around from place to place. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Mm-hmm. So now the thing I buy, now I'm real into like what, you know, Salomon, like
Salomons,
yeah, I buy
very
those.
Asian of you.
It's very. I don't know how that makes sense, but okay, yeah. So I will buy Salomons, and they have like fire colorways. They're they're easy to get. Hipstery art kids like them, and fashiony people like them. They're like shoes, but they're not like you gotta wait, you know, forever, and someone's gonna backdoor them. You know, I bought some Salomons and they were like the cool colorway ones and everything. And I waited for them to go on sale and they went on sale and I went and bought them. And that was it. And they look fire as fuck and they're cool as shit. And that was easy. It was easy. And so now a lot of times I'm just like, what is easy to get? That's it. You know, what can I get? And I feel like, I don't know if you guys have covered this, but that's why everybody got into dunks. You know, everybody got into dunks, dunk lows because of like, oh, what can we get? Just what can we get? That's it. What do we not have to go through bullshit about? You know, I'm not related to Michael Jordan, so can I buy sneakers still? And everybody got into dunks.
I mean, dunks became the hardest thing to fucking.
Now dunks are hard to get. Yes, dunks are hard to get. But like, I'm always like, what is the thing? You know, are people? Can I get into some fucking? I mean, Crocs. You know, like Crocs are becoming cool now. But I got into Crocs because Crocs are easy to get. I can go down there and get them from fucking CVS. What can I get at CVS? That's what I want to buy.
Yo, Mike's making a lot of sense to me. I don't know about you guys, but he's making a lot of sense to me.
No, of course he is. So, I mean, Mike, you and I have like had shorthanded conversation about Salomon. I think I hit you about Salomon just because they are becoming like this weird trendy shit. Like the only people that wear Salomons now are people who are going on hikes and then like the Asian dudes that realize you could get some hype shit off that. Like Salomons look good in the fit. But yeah, no, I mean, to your point, this is getting tiring for all of us. Super tiring.
Yeah. Mike, you made a great point. You were saying how the you know, it's almost like you kind of everything has a sneaker-esque culture to it. Like I had a 100%. Friend, he was trying to sign up his parents for vaccines and he was like basically saying like you need a fucking bot.
You need a bot
to get a vaccine, and you know, and it's scary because that's where we're at. It's like everything kind of reverts back to the shoe and the sneaker culture, man.
Yeah, I mean, the more that stuff can be put online was supposed to be the big equalizer, but instead it became the great unequalizer. So, you know, everything was supposed to be super fair on the app, but then we all know that's not true. And bots can be bought. And then we went back to, you know, brick and mortar, and clearly that's not working. And that's just like the reality of like consumerism, capitalism, I guess you could say. But it's funny because all of the skills I learned from buying sneakers, I can apply to getting a vaccine. You know, like
exactly.
You'll get the Supreme vaccine.
Yeah, I'm like following different like notifications on Twitter, and that's pushing me an email, and that email will help me like find a thing, and I can autofill everything on the New York State website to get the vaccine. All those skills I learned from, you know, chasing sneakers. So that's like what the reality is.
To get the kids to take the vaccine, they should just let Supreme have it out of the store.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea. I think they might have some right now. So, for the listeners, if you don't know, the reason why my background has changed is because I am in a hotel with my girlfriend, which is across the street from Supreme. So, and I look like this.
Did you get the hotel across the street from Supreme because you're going to go to Supreme?
No, it kind of just happened.
You sure did.
I promise. It's just it just happened that way. She wanted to like stay in the Lower East Side, and I was like, oh, perfect. Right here is good.
Kind of getting back on topic though, so like Mike, you avoided all this shit. You're like, I'm gonna just rock Salomon's, like whatever. I don't need this hype shit, right? I can get my fits off without this shit. But imagine if you're still involved with this. Like, imagine if you still care.
Yeah.
And then imagine one of the most coveted Jordan 6s is about to come back out, right? And then imagine you get your 6, and then the sole is fucked up because they fucked up the manufacturing.
Wait, are you asking me a question? Yes. We're talking about these Carmines, these Jordan 6s.
The Carmines.
Here's the thing. This sole looks like Luke's background, okay? It's crazy. These joints are pink as fuck.
Yeah.
Here's the thing is that, because is this affecting all of them? That's not affecting all of them.
No, not all of them are affected. Jordan Brand has admitted that there's some defects, and they're asking a lot of the retailers to get them back, which is not always the case. They can't always get every pair back, so some people are buying them, especially off StockX and all these other ones that they already purchased and had the fucked up pairs, and they're reselling the fucked up pairs for the premium price of what they should be, even though they're.
So basically, yeah, Jordan Brand had a release as of today, and on a pair of sneakers that in the past, like when they bring back the OG colorways, and we've seen it before with the cement 3s and the and the cement 4s and white and fire red 5s, where they're in abundance normally, and just like this, the Carmine 6s were supposed to be in abundance. It's an all-star weekend release. We had the limited 2 drops of, it's a quote-unquote all-star release. We had the trophy room and the neutral gray ones, and this was supposed to be the pair that you strike out on those 2, and you have enough to get these Carmine 6s. But Nike fucked up with pink soles. So once again, now they ask for the retailers to give them back those sneakers, making this another limited in effect sneaker. We had posted a video on our Instagram, Sup Podcast NYC, of resellers in New York City basically trying to stampede their way into Nike Town in New York in the middle of a pandemic.
Yeah, for an extra $50 they're going to get on the resale. Yeah, this looks like Walmart Black Friday 2005.
Damn. This is looking like the Capitol riot here.
Yes.
Do you notice this one girl who's just getting stampeded right now? Right here, right in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
You see her?
It is the Capitol riot for niggas. They trying to fight for their freedom. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, that's what they trying to do. You know what I mean? Them Jordans is financial freedom for the month. They trying to get some food for their family or whatever the fuck they trying to do.
Yep.
So
I need QA on to get up into the sneaker game and talk about the Jordan cabal that's molesting kids or whatever. So we need to get that in there. That's crazy, man.
We have this issue with Jordan Brand, and I will continue to say it till the cows come home, where Gentry Humphrey took over Jordan Brand again, and he's bringing it back to disgusting levels that just like he had it, in the early 2010s. It's fucking nasty out there. And for these kids to be out here in a pandemic and risking their lives for, like Chris said, an extra $50, $60 profit, it goes to show you where we're at as a country, and this sneaker and this streetwear shit, it's like, it's not worth it, man.
I mean, if you want the sneaker, I get it, but I just don't get the stampede over like that small resale number. You know what I mean? Like that margin is not even close to, and especially, all right, so say you even get it, and then you still have to ship, and you know what I mean? Like there's still costs on that. So you're not even eating like a full meal after that.
No, you're getting $20.
Yeah, like Luke can't take out his girl for Valentine's Day selling some Carmines. You know what I mean?
I have to sell 20 Carmines to get this room.
You're not even covering one night at the hotel.
No.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if we look at like just based on StockX numbers, and I'm looking at my size, which is a size 12. The highest bid right now is $290. The lowest ask is $295. So that's a $5 difference. If the seller was to sell at $290 after StockX fees, which I believe, I'm not sure if they reduced the seller fees, but you would walk away with $255, which is basically a $38 return. So you're stampeding for $38.
Yeah.
You're gonna go home to your family and possibly give your loved ones COVID for $38
with a
Why we need
bruise
to-
because some girl kicked you in the knee, or
Yeah.
I mean the face with her knee.
This is why we need to raise the minimum wage. This is minimum wage money right here. That's
Mike, are you running for office? Are you trying?
Yeah, it sounds-
if we have, me and Andrew Yang, okay, if we had pushed through, if we could push through this $15 an hour minimum wage, okay, that's 2 hours right there. You don't got to go to Jordan Brand and try to risk your life for COVID. This is it's all connected, baby. Okay, how much of this is affected by the minimum wage? I'm taking this off topic, but you get it. You get it, right? You get it. Like this is what people need to do for money. This is because we can't. People. It's hard to make a living now. Now COVID made everything worse, and now people are like, "Yo, I need to get on this so I can make $38 or whatever."
Well,
Lawrence just said.
part of the main issue is that if us looking at it from our end as a consumer who actually wants the sneakers, maybe not these ones, but a pair that in the future, in the past, this has happened to. It's like, how are we supposed to get the sneakers when someone's trampling you for $30? Like if I could have bought it, I wouldn't have sold it. I would have wore it.
Right.
But there's a guy behind me with a fucking StockX account who's like willing to knee me in the back just so he can make $30. It's crazy.
Right.
Yeah, it gets to that point, man, where, and Jordan Brand, and I'm going to be honest with you, I think, obviously with COVID, some of these production, numbers are a little off. The factories aren't able to get out as many, but like Jordan Brand, they always have defects on sneakers, bro. Like Jordan 1s, there's Glittergate. On Jordans, these Jordan 6s, there's a pink sole. It's like people are fucking going crazy for sneakers that are fucking defective all the time.
Well, personally, I find it to be a collector's item, so I'm going to be collecting them all.
I was gonna. Well, you would say that with your colorful background. What I do wonder that. I mean, is there any? I mean, you can completely tell me to shut the fuck up if what I'm saying is stupid. But is there like maybe in this is a cool defective pair? I don't know. Is there something? Is that a thing?
I'm sure in 10 years there will be a guy who's like, these are the ones that got canceled because of the pink sole. They had to be.
Yes, Bernie Sanders is going to be going. These are the pink soles.
I'm once again asking you.
I'm asking
to buy these sneakers.
Buy sneakers only if you're going to wear them. Don't buy them for resale.
Yeah, man. That's crazy.
It's a big issue, man. And, and I think these stores are fully aware of what's going on and they don't mind the publicity because to have there's better ways than having first come, first serve for this shit, in a pandemic in New York.
Or a rigged raffle. There's a better way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's better ways for all of this stuff.
What is that? I mean, have you guys brainstormed that? What is that?
Several times. My idea was that if we just made me the head of the board of Nike, everybody could get the shoes that they want. Because I just keep making the same shoes over and over again. That was my idea. But these guys don't seem to agree. They don't really, what are your stances, boys? Go ahead. Tell them your great ideas.
Yeah, Lawrence, I want to hear. And Chris?
I mean, I think I personally loved you have to wear them out. And I know there's so many problems with that method, but with that method, you allow that DS tag to be removed. So I think less people will care about the second. I think more people will try to get it to wear it versus buy to sell, because you can't have that DS tag immediately on that screenshot. Like you just can't say they're dead stock because you have to walk out in them. But I know there's a bunch of problems with that. Some people don't always want to wear their sneakers out, and I totally get that. Like I have shoes that I bought that I intended to wear that I haven't bought, and I bought them 4 years ago.
Right.
But that's just me.
Also, internet sales.
Yeah.
Lawrence, what you got?
What's your idea?
I'm kind of on the same level to a certain extent as Chris, like you said, like wearing it out. But I also understand that whole there's been sneakers that I've purchased and I've been like, oh, I can't wait to wear these. And then, and just like in true American fashion, we have such an abundance that like a year later, you're like, you know what? I don't need these. So it's like, but there has to be something done because this reselling thing it's too trendy. And I feel like too many, like you can have grandmothers being like, oh, I want to, let me just click, this and I can make hundreds of dollars. And it's like, it's getting to the point where I always say the bubble's going to pop, but it hasn't, but it needs to. We need a social cleansing on this shit, man.
Yeah, the surface tension I thought would have broke by now, but it doesn't even seem like the bubble is even close to imploding on itself.
So tell me not, Mike, board of Nike is the best idea though.
I hate to say it, but it is kind of the best idea I've heard so far.
Let's go,
Okay,
Mike. Let's go.
Let's go ahead and get Luke to be a majority shareholder of Nike. It's probably worth several $1 billion.
Bro, I will launder so much money to New York City when you're mayor.
Let me tell you, okay? The way we're gonna do this is to raise the minimum wage. Okay, this is what this is about. I'm joking, but I'm also not joking because this is what happens when rampant inequality is the name of the game. This is entirely what this is about. This is like, I can't get a job. There's an easy way to make money. Same thing with the whole thing with GameStop. All this stuff is all tied together because it's inaccessible. And everybody's trying to get the angle because they don't make enough money from their fucking normal job. Real wages haven't increased in about 15 years, maybe longer, 20 years or something. Real wages on average for regular Americans. You think I'm joking? I'm not joking. This is for real. This is all tied together. This is all tied together, So that's what's going on. And
are you gonna take us to your room next door with a bunch of red string on it?
Yeah. Okay, first of all, it all starts with this man. No, yeah. So
Virgil Abloh starts with him.
Virgil Abloh. He's in cahoots with Hillary. Okay, crooked Hillary. The email. Or check the server. Check the email server. Where do you think? That email server that's in the Clinton basement? That is the one. The same server runs the SNKR app. So you check that out. You heard it here.
Oh, that's why I can't get through on that shit. Oh, damn.
You can't get through because Bill's on there. Okay, Bill's on there. He's deleting all of his porn, and that's slowing down the app. So Virgil and Hillary are all interconnected. I'm telling
fuck. You don't fuck with the app, right?
What, the SNKR app or whatever?
Yeah.
No, I mean, from what I can keep tabs on, as far as my other friends who are still in the game, it's also fucked up. Apparently. I haven't tried to use it in a while.
Allegedly, yeah, it's really bad. It's really bad.
No, that shit is trash, bro. That shit sucks.
Call Bill, call Hillary. Okay, so that's it's on them.
I mean, Nike has been doing some right. Overall, I saw the neutral grays have a critically acclaimed release and reception as far as the quality. So, sometimes we get a midsole that's pink. Sometimes we get a nice shoe that we all want, Let
me pull that up for you, Mike.
These are the standards, like nothing too crazy about them. They're just an 85 model. So a lot of people got hyped for that. There's nothing other than that that's really special about it. No one I know hit, but from what I saw, people liked them a lot. What about you guys?
I had a friend that
go ahead.
hit. I had a friend that hit on sneakers. He was shocked and shooketh, to say the least. He was not expecting to win, but he won, and I was happy for him. And he got his pair in, and he said he loved them, and he loves them, and he's going to wear them. So
nice,
good. I'm happy that they went into the right hands.
Luke, what do we got going on here?
What are we looking at?
It's just a white bar.
Oh, really? Interesting. Hold on.
You hack into that server or what?
I was trying. This is the shoe right here. We had somebody in our Discord win a pair at a raffle. Shout out, who was it? AM to PM? Alex.
That big-footed motherfucker. He's always winning something. You're always winning something, Alex. Stop fucking winning. You win everything, all right? I said one time, I was like, damn, Alex, you won everything. Alex was like, Lawrence, well, you won Civilist. I'm like, motherfucker, you win everything, all right? Shout out to Alex, though. I'm happy that you won Neutral Grace because you're a good dude. You deserve them.
Shout out to the whole Discord. Mike, you got to come in and hang out on the Discord a little bit, man.
Yeah, Fumi's in our Discord.
Really?
Yeah, your podcast is technically in our Discord.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're lurkers.
I've not used a Discord a lot in general, so...
And actually, you know what? Just going back, you mentioned lurkers. I found out that a bunch of motherfuckers who actually work in this shit, like basically my peers, use our raffle channel to help them get raffles.
Oh, that's cool.
Wait, say that again. Wait, say that again.
So, like peers of mine, right? So, other designers that work in streetwear use our Discord.
Mm-hmm.
They use our raffle channel to help get the shoes that they're trying to get.
Wow.
So I'm talking. Like in this, the people who told me who they did this, I'm like, yo, but you're like a senior, like you're like, I would consider you like a mentor to me. You're using my Discord
were you about to
raffle.
call
Right.
them
Well,
a
guess
senior
what?
citizen?
They
Is
better
that what you
fucking come on the podcast.
Some of them have, but yeah, they are my OGs,
Okay.
Mike.
Okay.
So like
Fair.
my first job that I had at Echo, some of these dudes are like, keeping tabs on what's going on in Discord for raffles. And I'm like, you should be getting the sneaker sent to you. This is ridiculous.
No
Cool.
love.
I like it.
Yeah, Mike, we have a channel in our Discord where we put all the links for raffles that are coming out. So if you're a listener and you want to join that shit, links in the bio. You should also join in too.
Okay,
And you can
I'm
join,
into that.
get back in the rat race with us, man.
I'm into that. I mean, I haven't tried to. Okay, you guys are gonna make fun of me. I'm glad. But the shoe that I think I've been in hipster Brooklyn too long because I was looking at getting some of those Blundstones. You guys into Blundstones?
I don't even know what you're. I don't even know what you're talking about.
You guys don't even know.
Nope.
Oh God, that's so nice.
Put us on.
Okay,
Luke,
these
Google
are
that shit.
I'm
100%
Googling.
Blundstone. These are the shoe. This is like the quintessential I go to Pratt shoe.
Oh, the
Okay.
Chelsea boot.
What is it, a loafer?
It's like a Chelsea boot. That it comes from Australia. They got real popular because I don't know why they're real popular. But like apparently like one.
That's every shoe ever though. So I don't know why this is popular.
I don't know why they're so popular, but apparently 1 in every 10 Israelis. It's real big in Israel. Have these shoes. These are like I swear to God. Now that I've told you about these, you will see them everywhere. Every hipster, white person that is a graphic designer or works
Careful
at
now.
works at a plant works at a plant store.
Chris.
There's these.
No. Okay. Plant store. Can confirm. Was in a plant store the other day. I just bought this plant. I'm not joking. And she was wearing a shoe pretty similar to these.
Yep.
Jesus
Everyone
Christ.
has these shoes. I mean, every hipstery white person.
So this is like dress wear succession, where it's like
It's
you
not-
know about it, and now
Yeah.
everybody else knows it. Like you just share it with people until everybody knows.
It's a big thing, and I started noticing it because people pull them out for winter because they're good for winter and shit like that. So I started seeing them around everywhere, and I was like, oh shit! I thought for a while these were just like Doc Martens, that like a Chelsea version of Doc Marten. And so I was like looking at them, and then of course I realized, once they have like there's a couple thought pieces on them on New York Times, and I was like, okay, this is a thing. So now I realize what these are. So, but this is the shoe that everybody that who isn't into sneakers wears.
Wait, so you have them now?
I don't have these shoes.
Oh, okay.
Because I'll be honest with you, these shoes, quite frankly, are ugly. And I'm deep down, I still need to wear like colorful, cool shoes. So that's why I went with Salomon, because they have like better colorways. These are straight up ugly shoes, man.
Yeah.
I can't wear. I mean, I still wear a lot of like polo. I can't be wearing like polo stuff and all my like Japanese designer shit, and then end with Blundstones. That's terrible. What kind of hype beast would I be if I wore these around?
Mike, I have a question for you, man.
Yeah.
Do you still do you still have a lot of the sneakers that you had 3 years ago, or have you sold things, or?
I still have them. I'll be honest, I don't wear them as much anymore. I mean, a lot of it is because of the pandemic, but can I tell you that I did the knit back when the knit was still a thing.
Mhm.
And I was so proud of myself when I did the knit that I only wear my
This is the Knitting Factory in Williamsburg. Every Sunday they had a good show for those listeners who are not into comedy. Yeah, keep going.
Yes, I wore my ones for that. I only wear them once in a while. I have 4 kinds of ones. I have the top 3s. I have royals. I have the bread toes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then I have bread. And the bread ones, and when I got them, I was like, this is some special shit, and I remember what happened is I got them from round 2. There's one in Lower East Side. I don't know if it's still there.
It's
still
there.
But it was great because I sold a hoodie. I had a hoodie from it's not Off-White. Fuck. Who is it? Can't remember. Maybe it's Off-White. I don't know. Whatever. I sold
Designer
a
hoodie. Sure, yeah.
Designer hoodie, because I was like, I can't wear this anymore. I look like a crazy Vancouver Chinese kid. So I sold
Sounds
that.
like Off-White.
Yep. So I think it was Off-White. So I sold it to them. I mean, like, they buy, hoodies
Mhm.
and it was in good condition and everything. So they got it for store credit for like $200. And then they had some bread ones come through that were not dead stock. These are not dead stock, but they look very clean.
Mhm.
And it was great. And then, so it was like, I I got this, I used a store credit and I paid like another couple $100 for it, and it was a great deal. And I was like, I'm putting these away. And now I only wear them. They're like my tuxedos. You know what I'm saying? I'll only wear them like if something really awesome is happening. So I wore them at the knit, and it was great. I don't think anyone noticed, but I did.
It's for sure no one noticed.
So if you're
No
a
one
comedian and you have a show and Mike's on it and he's not wearing his bread once, you don't
ain't
care
shit.
about your show.
Yeah. Well, no one. All shows are trash except for the knit was great. That was amazing. Shout out to the knit.
I wore nice sneakers when I've done the knit as well. So I understand when I've done the knit. There's, like you said, Mike, there's certain shows that you like to, look nice for. And you
Yeah,
had
sometimes-
I wore them also when I did a half hour with Natalie Ocker, and like we rented out a little like space, and I wore them there.
Remember that?
Because when I did the knit, I felt like I was getting a master's degree in comedy, which is like the worst master's degree in the entire world. But I felt like I was getting my master's degree, and I was like, okay, I gotta like at least kind of try to represent a little bit. But now I can't wear them. I mean, I don't know. Are you guys still wearing a lot of sneakers and shit in the pandemic?
All the time.
Really?
All the time. I go like right around the block to get like cigarettes and milk. And I always
What a
wear just like
combo.
some heat.
What a
You're like-
combo.
What are you, like a divorced dad? What the fuck is that? Cigarettes and milk?
Cigarettes and milk.
How old are you?
I'll never let you know.
No, I'll get dressed up in the house sometimes because
Okay.
as we all can kind of agree, a lot of this isn't for other people. A lot of it's just for
Yeah.
us. You know what I mean?
Well,
So-
I guess I forgot. You're a white dude. You wear sneakers in the house like an animal. So I do not. I wear Crocs.
You got shoes on right now, though. Don't play me like that.
I know, but I got my Crocs on. I got my Crocs. I got so many Crocs.
You're
Yeah.
hunter camo Crocs.
Oh, yo,
When
hold up. You want to see something super fire I got? Hold on.
Yes, more than anything.
Go-
I might break off and do a podcast with Mike, guys. I gotta be
No.
honest with you.
Yo, check these joints out, okay? These are the KFC
You have
Crocs.
the
No, get
KFCs?
those out of here.
You have the
Yo.
KFCs?
These are these KFC Crocs. I got this from my wife. It was her birthday, and it was either this or the Bad Bunny Crocs that glow in the dark. And them joints are really expensive still. So these are reasonable priced, even for the women's sizes. And these are fire, dude.
Yeah,
Crocs
those are not fire.
These
Those are
KFC
not fire.
Crocs are
No, he's-
absolutely incredible.
He's
son.
right. He's right. You don't understand the cultural impact that KFC has on Asians.
Yo, yes, thank you. Okay.
Okay, you know what?
I'm
Now
gonna
that you
pull
guys
off
brought
of
this
show.
up,
You're gonna come on to Asian Not Asian, son.
Fuck yeah, I am.
wait, you know what? Actually, so look, this is a super sidebar. It's some super nerd shit, but KFC, Michael, can you hear me?
Yes. Sorry.
KFC has been low-key stealing from Adidas for years.
Okay.
If you look at any KFC store, you're going to notice there's a bunch of 3 stripes on there. I'm not
Oh.
joking. No.
Really?
Slowly over time, they had their own identity, right? Where they sort of had some stripy shit. I mean, you just think about the buckets,
yes.
right? You could see where it all came from.
Yes.
Now, slowly over time, they've condensed and streamlined that stripe shit into 3 stripes, and now they basically the red Adidas everywhere.
Mm.
Okay, I
Mm.
can see that. But I mean, to be honest with you, the person who did the brand strategy for, and I feel your listeners will be into this because brand strategy, I think for KFC is excellent. And they have amazing collabs. They have great advertising.
Mhm.
They took a sneaker. This is again sneaker culture influencing all these other things. They took a sneaker approach to advertising. They come up with fire commercials. They're constantly changing out the Colonel. The Colonel used to be 1 dude. Now it's like 40 dudes. They come out with cool collabs. It's how to stay relevant, man.
That 3 I'm telling you, when you guys look at a KFC now, you're going to come back to me and agree with me. They are
Yeah,
stealing that. They basically look like tracksuits.
Nah, I'm gonna be like that chicken was I. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm like it was I. Hit the spot.
Okay.
But yeah. Anyways, back to your question, Lawrence. That's what I've been buying.
I get to the point now sometimes where I start to really feel like it's time to sell some of this shit. But I think but then you hoard. I feel like I'm just a hoarder as well at this point, man. And
But how would you move how would you move it? I mean, is there, what I'm saying? You still sell it on, why would you sell it on,
I think you have to look and say what's the best price I can get. But at the same time, I mean, I think the movement has changed where maybe, 5 to 7 years ago, people weren't as into used sneakers as, people are now.
Yeah.
But I think used sneakers, it's such a great market where it's like you can sell your used shit and people will buy it because people don't beat up their sneakers like that anymore. You have too many sneakers to really mess up. So I get to that point, like you said, where we don't really go out. And I mean, granted, this is a era in life where, it'll probably never happen again. But it's like, you don't really wear your sneakers, but we have so many.
Yeah. I kind of had a day. So just a moment of transparency. Like we had a Saucony meeting at work and there was like 4 samples or whatever. And, we decided what one we were going to pick. And we're like, all right, we'll go with this one, whatever. And after I'm like, what do you guys want to do with these other samples? They're like, aren't you sample size? I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right, you just take it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just came home with 3 shoes. Mm-hmm. And if this is going to be the rest of my, like, as long as I'm working with these guys, then like, I'm just going to be coming home with like mad shoes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm at the point where like, I'm sort of conscious of like, because I told you guys like, Mike, just to put you on, like I've been kind of getting on Poshmark, trying to get rid of like my beaters, trying to move some of the stuff that I know I'm not wearing or whatever. Mm-hmm. But now like I sold 6, but I'm coming home with 3. I'm like, yo, this is a bad move. I got to do something about this.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also not going to let these samples just go to someone else. Like, of course I want them. These are the only ones in existence.
I think the big thing that's keeping me from buying more stuff and making me more considered is that I just live in New York and I just don't have the room for it. I think if I lived in the suburbs, I lived in like fucking West Virginia and I had a big ass house and I didn't have to worry about like, oh, I have a limit on what I can fit into, my apartment, I would be keeping a lot more and I would be buying a lot more stuff. So the big thing that's limiting me is just like, I'm coming out the ears with like all, and I don't know about you, but I've been buying a lot of stuff during the pandemic, which I like crazy regret. Exercise equipment, camera equipment that I was like, oh, I'm totally going to use this. Do not use it. So, that's the thing that's kind of keeping me from buying more, at least giving me pause,
Yeah.
The next thing I'm going to buy, this mechanical keyboard. I'm telling you guys got to get up with this mechanical.
I mean, I think this is sort of a good spot to sort of like start the dismount on. Mike, I know you had a soft out, so at least we can kind of, does anyone have any final thoughts or anything before we get out of here?
Thanks for coming on, Mike. It felt good to have another Asian on.
I real talk, I had a great time. This is probably the best time I've ever had on this show. Best time. And I used to be one of the hosts on this show back in the day. But here's the thing: the reason why is because now I'm trying to practice this. I'm more transparent. I'm trying to be very transparent. Okay, and it was awesome to say that I don't know what I'm talking about, and a lot of times I don't know what you guys are talking about. Feels good to say that. And I think we get into a better place from saying that because now I can be honest about what it is. And, I'm going to come in there and I'm going to talk about mechanical keyboards. I'm going to talk about Blundstones. I'm going to talk about the SNKR app runs off of the Hillary and Bill web server in their basement.
Right.
Look it up. Look into it. Tell me I'm wrong. Prove that I'm wrong.
Right.
You can't. Look at the data. All right. The SNKR app is trash. And,
we need to raise the minimum wage so the kids can buy the sneakers.
Raise the minimum wage. And also, because I haven't looked in a while, this is actually kind of a fun thing, is that, like, speaking of diamond hands, I haven't looked at how much my breads are. I looked at them. I can't believe how much money they cost. It's crazy how much I look at a shoe. I still, to this day, think about how I once had the opportunity to buy, like, the off-white, Jordan ones, the ones that kicked everything off, right? The first ones. And at the time, they were like $1,800. God damn, $1,800. Now them joints, those things are $4,000, $5,000. I don't even know where the top of this market is because I feel I could buy into something. I could buy into some crazy sneaker and I will still reap a profit. That's not how this is supposed to work. It's crazy. So anyways, yeah.
Well, we're happy to have you back, buddy.
Yeah.
I will be back. If you have me back, if you will have me back, I will be back. Now
Mike,
that I have Google, now that, what's honestly, it's nice. Luke,
yeah,
you are definitely, I don't know what it is. I think maybe it's because you're Asian. I just feel way better here. Just feel way more comfortable.
You feel safe? You feel safer?
Yeah.
Now, you know what? He was intimidated by Becky.
Yeah.
Becky, honestly, Becky was very intimidating. because we would just be talking. Lawrence would just be on it, like he'd be texting. I could tell Lawrence was super pissed. Chris would be going off on some angle. He's like, oh man, let me tell you about this time I smoked smoked crystal meth with the guy who invented the Nike swoosh. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, Chris? And then meanwhile, Becky's like rolling like the fattest J I've ever. She's high as shit.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what is this? And then we're in her house that like she like lives in this with her husband who doesn't live there, and they have a bunk bed.
Yep.
Yeah,
And I was like, yo, I am in someone's bedroom.
Yeah.
I cannot be doing this.
And that table that
she was
you
very
were
sweet, but I was just like, this is crazy.
that table that you were podcasting on was handmade by her husband.
Yes.
I just, it was too much for me, man. It was too much.
Yeah.
For me, but
Well, no, we're
but
happy to have you here.
thank you for having me. I'm gonna check out this Discord too.
Yeah,
Mike,
come in
please-
the Discord.
Please join the Discord, man. And like everyone else is saying, man, it really is really happy to have you back. And you're always welcome, bro. You know what I mean? Luke, you can stay, and you can stay. And because if Mike wanted his old spot back, we would have had to, but I think he just wants to visit every now and again. So
I will visit, but also you guys got it wrong. I'm taking Luke with me. Okay.
Oh.
Or if you're about to murder Chris again, you gotta get another Asian. You gotta get another Asian.
There's not
a bunch of Asian comics now, so that's
No,
okay.
but they're
There's a lot
not
of
hype
Asian-
beasts. There's only a couple. We can't just have any Asian in here. You know what I mean?
No, they'll learn. Trust me,
They'll
they'll
learn.
learn.
Yeah, Luke just said he didn't know what you guys were talking about. So, all right.
Oh.
Anyways, thanks very much for having me, and you guys stay safe. Thanks so much, guys.
Oh, and once again, thank you. And also we can find you at Nice Pants Bro.
Nice Pants Bro on Instagram. Check out my podcast, Asian Not Asian Pod. And it's a good time. And much love to you guys.
Awesome.
That's my guy. One last time, LZD325, Troveses, 3 Meany, Not That Cheney. Again, guys, 3 years. It's been a crazy ride. Like Mike said, like Lawrence has said, we didn't know how long this was actually going to last, so it's crazy we got to 3. It's going to be the same show, just a new facelift on it, and we just appreciate you guys in the Discord and review and Patreon. That's it.